orange juice tastes bad after you've cleaned your teeth because your sweetness taste, it's the old lock and key thing. You've probably heard it 1,000 times in biology. So
just in case I've forgotten literally everything I learned. Yeah.
So you've got these gustatory cells on your tongue, and on the surface of those cells you have these big molecules with a complicated shape, and that's the lock in this analogy. And there's one molecule that fits perfectly, that's the key. And in the case of your sweetness receptors, it's the sugar molecule, it's glucose that fits perfectly.
Okay.
And when they combine in that way, it causes some chemical reaction to occur inside the cell, and that leads to a signal going to your brain, and you experience that as something sweet in your mouth.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah.
Toothpaste tends to have sodium lauryl sulfate in it. That binds to the sweetness receptors in your mouth and stops them from working. So when you have orange juice, then you can't taste the sweetness of the orange juice. You can only taste the bitterness and the sourness, and that's not so nice.
I did not know.
Whereas
that.
with sourness, you like it naturally from birth. I mean, no one likes sour sweets more than kids. And yet, sourness, in a way, denotes that something's gone bad. Like if milk goes sour, that's bad and that's disgusting to us. But then if certain fruits are sour, then that's really good, and it actually can show that they haven't gone rotten.
Yes, that's. Yeah, I love that. So it's the sign that there's a particular kind of acid there. Is it citric acid provides the sour flavour in fruits, and actually those various acids prevent really harmful bacteria from growing, meaning that lots of primates will enjoy fruit that's slightly spoiled because it means that it's safer.
Interesting. On sourness and children and stuff, those sour candies you can get. They're basically, they're sweet candies, but then they put some acids on the outside. So they put like citric acid, tartaric acid, fumaric acid on the outside. And they also have malic acid, which they put inside palm oil, which means it's like a slow release. So it kind of very slowly comes out. So the sourness kind of stays in your mouth for longer and longer. But the interesting thing about those candies is something called Sour Patch Kid. You know that?
I love Sour Patch Kids.
You love Sour Patch Kids?
I have them quite a lot.
Now,
Yeah.
Okay, so the Sour Patch Kid is also a medical term. Can you guess what the medical procedure is that is known as the Sour Patch Kid?
Is it, I do know this one, you coat the child in sugar.
And then you remove their appendix.
It's kind of close.
Is it flavour based?
It's to treat something.
Or
a topical treatment, which is sour in nature.
So
it's sour.
You're treating the sour. This kid is sour. The kid has gone sour, so the kid is covered in some kind of acid.
You put one of those sour Astro belts, like a patch, on a blister or something. And it cures it.
We can do this. We can do this.
No, you can't do this. I mean, you're not going to get this in a million years. It's prolapse anuses.
Oh God! Wow.
I see.
I think that might be something to do with what they look like.
I don't think I've ever. So I've eaten quite a lot of Sour Patch Kids sweets in my time.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever come across one.
That's because
Well, they've all. You're not saying there's a team of surgeons in the Sour Patch Kids factory dedicatedly pushing back in.
It's just a nickname. Basically, what happens is if you have a prolapsed anus, sometimes to get it back in, so your intestines have come out of your rectum slightly. So to get it back in, you need it to shrink. And one of the ways to do that is to remove some of the water from it. And one of the ways that they do that is to sprinkle some sugar on the prolapsed anus. And it you put the sugar on, and it kind of goes down slightly, and then you give it a little prod, and it goes back inside. And the technique is sometimes known as the Sour Patch Kid, or otherwise sugaring the rim.
That's incredible. And that I believe is in Mary Poppins. It was in the first drop, wasn't it? A spoonful of sugar helps the prolapsed anus go down. Yes, go back in. Yeah.
Thanks very much for watching. You can listen to the full episode on this channel or wherever you get your podcasts. And don't forget to subscribe for weekly episodes and clips. And you can join Club Fish via Apple Podcasts or Patreon for ad-free episodes and exclusive bonus content.